Let me start off by telling you about one of the most impactful events of my journey. It was Christmas 2013. I was with my family when I received a call from one of the founder of the biggest and most techy company of France. He told me that everyone was struggling to find good developers, that it has become strategic for most companies. And he has teams all over the world hunting for talents. And he just heard that one of his best engineers was 2 years earlier a seller in a pet shop who was selling hamsters. And he asked me to explain him how this miracle had happened. She was part of her first batch for dropout. At this time, there were 50 miracles. All of them dropped out. All of them had great job in tech company. Education was not part of my career plan. I was studying physics in USA when I joined the hacker team. Then I went to work in Japan, where I got my first job in Sony. And I came back to France a year later, where with 4 of my hackers' friends, we created the first cybersecurity penetration testing company. The company was very successful immediately. We had a lot of demands, but we were not able to fulfill them because of the lack of talent. At this time in France, it was almost impossible to find a cybersecurity expert. So I decided to train our own. I rapidly realized that I was having much more fun in the education than in the actual activity of the company. So I decided to focus on education. I sold my share of the company, and I became a cybersecurity teacher and also computer science teacher. This is where I discovered a very disturbing situation, where the best graded students in school were not the most successful in company, and vice versa. It was striking that it was almost reverse order. While most of my colleagues input this situation to the incompetency to company to find and recognize good talent, I was myself convinced that it was a method that has to be changed. My first reflex was to include more company employees inside the teaching. And thanks to this more hands-on method, we had improvement of students. Students get better. But it was difficult to make it work. Mainly, most of the employees didn't like to teach. Neither did they know how. Indeed, teaching is a profession. But luckily, during this process, some of the students were exposed to company projects. That was a great success. Those students get much more involved and therefore even more efficient. The company got innovation and the employee got recognition. With this success in mind, we tried to add more and more projects inside the curriculum. But to scale up for every student, it takes a lot of advanced technical human resource skills. The employees of company didn't have enough time, and the teacher did not have enough skills. So we rapidly faced a shortage. To solve this shortage, we create a role of assistant students. We use some of our students as gateway between teacher, project, and the remaining students. Rapidly, we saw that the students who were assistants were progressing much faster than the others. So we decided to reorganize the school so that every student could be an assistant. There was no longer a need of teacher. By removing the teacher and multiplying experience, we expose students to much more complex interaction with knowledge. This process, on top of developing hard skills, developed their autonomy. Because of social consideration, we test this methodology on dropout. First, we were very surprised to see that the results were as good as with the traditional students. But above all, we realized that when we mixed the two populations, they both improved. After many experiences, we realized that when we add diversity to this methodology, we were not just improving results, but raising the students to a whole new level by enabling the emergence of collective intelligence. Sorry. So that was finally scalable. And during 10 years, we developed a full peer-to-peer, hands-on, project-based curriculum, which cover all subjects, including mathematics, French, economy, and of course, all technical subjects. This was the first step of the peer-to-peer method, which ranked us as, in 2015, as the best worldwide coding schools. Thanks to this methodology, we train, this is more than 100,000 talent which has been identified, grown, and are now actively engaged in the digital revolution. So, now that you know how the pet shop seller ended up as one of the best engineers in a big tech company, let me share some of my conviction about education in the age of AI and advanced technology. High technology and AIs with infinite power computing brought by quantic will deeply change our relation to knowledge. Indeed, AI will soon be capable to do anything based on knowledge and its processing as well as human, probably better. Besides, our interface with knowledge, it's deeply transformed with technologies such as Neuralink. First, knowledge was transmitted only through spoken word. Then we have learned to freeze it into books. Now we are able to access this freely on demand through internet. In all those situations, retaining knowledge is an advantage. But with a direct link between computers and brain, the retention is not anymore an advantage. It can even become dangerous. Sorry, I'm still lost. We all have heard that 50% of the tomorrow's jobs and that don't exist today, and that millions of jobs will be replaced by robots and AI. On my side, I think the change will be deeper than just creating new jobs and erasing old ones. Every activity will be deeply transformed. It's true that in a knowledge economy like today, as they have been taught, most individual added value is reduced to knowledge retention and its processing. That is exactly what AI are good at. Indeed, those kind of jobs will be easily replaced. So we see that we need to deeply change the objective of the education system. The actual education system has been designed to develop skills adapt to the knowledge economy. Therefore, we spend most of our time transmitting and training the students to retain and process knowledge. First, this is unuseful because we can't compete with computers, neither in precision, quality, or reliability. Second, this is dangerous, as we are in an environment changing faster than ever. And finally, this is stupid, as reducing risk-taking and complexity destroy creativity, the only field where human can add value. To be clear, as most institutions are actually doing, using technology to improve the performance of the education system, make it much more harmful than it is already. Therefore, if we want to train learners for the 21st century, we need to reorient the education system. Focus on creativity and empathy, by promoting empowerment, autonomy, and entrepreneurship to enable humans to create collective intelligence that can collaborate rather than compete with AIs. In short, make humans more human by using AIs as a way to expand humanity. Sorry, So, with the Zero One Edu platform has been designed to reach those goals through its three main components. First, a full gamified platform where everyone can safely reach its full potential, as we believe that creativity and positive thinking flourish only in joyful environment. Second, a 100% peer-to-peer process, because the absence of hierarchy leads to confrontation between learners, which create complexity and develop a true relativization of knowledge, and thus open them to innovation. Third, and maybe the most important, a teacherless caring community, which through empathy develop autonomy, embrace risk-taking, and promote entrepreneurship, and thus establish responsibility. All of this creates strong individuals which are able to contribute to collective intelligence, which we believe is the only good way to meet the 21st century challenges. As for the industrial revolution, the one who will miss the digital one will fall so far behind that it will be very difficult or even impossible to catch up. In Africa, with the largest and most growing population of the world, those changes will have tremendous impact, making them even more strategic. In the digital world, the most precious resources are talent. With the biggest talent pool, diverse and culturally open to change, Africa should be one of the biggest players of this new economy. From now to 2013, Zero One Talent will identify, grow, and deploy 1 million digital talents across Africa. Thank you.